it was an impressive first map from the Imperial roster, and they take it. Although Gambit came very close to a comeback. On Cash, Imperial come out on top and now hold a 1-0 advantage in this series. And we're now going on to their own map pick on Mirage for our second map, where they could try to shut this down 2-0.
With this current lineup of Imperial, they have not lost on Mirage yet. They have, yes, they've only played 3 maps, but still, like, 2 of them were 16-4 and a 16-1. They have a 90% chance of winning a round if they get the first kill. It's been a long time since I've seen a stat like that. And also pistol round stats, very important throughout this tournament. 5-1 pistol rounds, only 1 loss.
And that one was very, very close as well, as we did end up seeing right there. And on the second half of the map that we just saw getting played out back on Cash, and it was taken by Gambit. But that was the only thing that allowed Gambit to get back into that game and nearly run a comeback. I feel like if the momentum shift went the other way and Imperial took the pistol, we would have had a much, much different scoreline on the opening map. And now this is it for Gambit. They have to prove their worth here right now and come back big time on this map to send us to the 3rd on Inferno to try and settle the series.
Hobbit, the only one with a positive scoreline on map 1, the rest of Gambit sitting a bit far back. And especially a player like Mo, who I always look towards. Like, he is so insanely good. When he's at a -8 and only get 13 frags in a map, that's where I start to worry, because he's one of the driving forces behind Gambit when they're successful. They were definitely not successful. Tried to make the comeback happen, didn't go that way in the end, and now Imperial sitting on a 1-0 and Mirage to go.
A very impressive 1-0 as well, mainly at the hands of their star player, who we saw showing up multiple times throughout that map and just absolutely dominating with an AWP, mind you, as well. Incredibly aggressive at times and even able to work with a rifle on multiple occasions too.
Ended up on 123 ADR, Mr. Rokas Milasauskas. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it was in that area.
Bit exotic.
Very, very exotic name, like him and Nuki. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Nuki's real name, because that is some real
His was the
stuff.
really difficult one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not even going to. So you can look it up on the HLTV or whatever you wanted to do, because that is. I can't even properly read that from this angle.
All right, guys, well, here we go. The second map is going to be getting started right now. You see the roster before you, the players getting ready. And for Imperial, so far, potentially the upset of their careers in the future if they can pull this off. It's going to be Mirage. That'll be the battlefield for this map. So let's dive into it and take a look. As Imperial will be starting off on the T side this time, and Gambit will be on the CT side.
Smoke, double flash on Crystal. Smoke kit on Mur, but it looks like a clean B hit. It's the way to go. Doja pushed back towards bench. Hobbit flashed as well. They will get access to the side, but will they win the duel?
Esperanto's first to strike this time. Oh, he's back already, boys. Hobbit and Doja both going down. Mo still at 14 HP as well here, but it's Adrian to strike back next as he takes down Nukia on Cat. And of course, the rotate's still on the way from Gambit, but Crystal next to strike as he trades out Adrian.
Crystal on the flank as well. Will be executed by Mir. That's always. That looks so stupid when you go through a hole. Yeah. Such a stupid little place in the map.
Instantly headshot out here. Nexo with the spam, and Esperanto to tag in for one more, so he gets a 3K to start off the map on pistol. And Imperial once again taking control.
What can you do against that? Like, he comes in with 2 quick, almost 1 bullet entries with the Glock. Let's see here. 3 bullets on that one. First bullet on that one. Picks up the USP. First bullet on that one. Like, there's not much you can do against Esperanto, because he's just gonna first bullet headshot you every single time. And when he gets an AK, it gets even worse. Obviously, because it does damage to the whole body. Yeah, like,
he's got like incredible crosshair placement.
That's the first it is insane. Yeah. And also, even if his crosshair placement is like 10% off, his correction and the timing, like the insane reaction speed he has. Aim-wise, I don't think there's like a lot of people close to him right now. He's in that like top 10 in the world of straight up aimers, I feel like. The only one who can come close, in my opinion, straight up aiming is Simple. He will probably be up there as well, but Simple has so much more to offer than just aim, right?
Yeah.
But still, like, aim-wise only, he's probably one of the strongest players in the world.
Simple's the only guy we know that can throw an op as a fake flashbang and then win the round with it. So until Esperanto starts doing that, then he's got some work to do.
That is the only thing that's
That's the true separator right there.
We have C-Sets and Desert Eagle with armor on the CT side. Mo, of course, decided to go with USP only. Make sure he has enough cash left over for the op. Meanwhile, Imperial, they're just walking straight on by. They're going to walk into A in a couple of seconds, see that it's clear, plant the bomb. Imperial, or Gambit on the other side of things, decided to stack on B, which hasn't worked out. That's 50-50 gamble. But yeah, this is Like, we can just end this round now.
This should prove to be indeed to be a pretty straightforward affair from Imperial. Due to the easy access of the A site, they're just playing it very carefully.
Just, yeah. Using Molotovs and everything. They know they're up against the pistol force, but still very careful.
And I know how, like I said, they're giving a little bit of respect to Gambit here, and this is a bit more of a trickier map in terms of playing these eco rounds out. So there's a lot more places where players on Gambit could be hiding out that would be relatively unexpected. So I think just want to be careful on that.
Apart from Mo, I think the remaining Gambit players will just save their weapons. Like, they have an upcoming eco. CZ armor is not a bad choice if someone pushes you straight up.
Might as well at the very least, since you have a little bit of firepower going on in that round, whereas otherwise you're going to be full saving. So it certainly helps to have that if you can go for it. This Crystal is going to be going inside. This is the Q on Mo, but still takes him out relatively conflict-free. And there we go. There's the round secured. 2-0 lead for Imperial.
2 AKs brought into the next round as no deaths are dealt to Imperial. The pistols for Gambit not working out.
And this round should be even easier for these guys as well, since Gambit is going to still be on that full eco. Only a few pistols saved from the last round, and those armor buys fall out of 2. So like I said before, Gambit's got a little bit of firing power. I imagine Imperial will still have to play slow as a result of that. You can see them still properly pre-flashing, mollying, and smoking out this middle area. So has to take it as carefully as possible and avoid any players like Adrent, who've got deagles in hand and are looking for some headshots here.
Not leaving anything up to chance,
like
but Adren, as you said, ready for the headshots.
Looks like a clean first one here, and Crystal, a little bit bold, jumps in, doesn't mind the fact that Doja's sitting on the inside of Connector. And there's a second one now, until the snowball takes effect.
Yeah, nice build-up, but then you forget to check your angle. You don't have a teammate with you. Or you get long-range headshotted with a deagle. That's not a lot you can do against that. But definitely should have had a teammate with him in Connector to check both right and left.
Tensky panicking a little bit there inside of the B apartments, making some noise. And then we'll have to fall back, group up through underpass, and still try to go for the A take here. So now down to a 3v3. The only good news for Imperial is that no one from Gambit has successfully been able to recover weapons after they've picked up kills yet. Obviously, Adren was at range, but Dozer might have been able to do that, but for some reason was not. Man, this is going to start to get a little bit frustrating here, too. Thankfully, that Dink did not end up doing a whole lot of damage.
Molotov and Flash going towards CT. Mo has to rotate away after losing some health. Next are coming in with the MP7 peak. And now Adren has to be the hero. He's the one with deagle armor. Goes for it, but won't hit the shot. And now Mo all alone. Surely not in a 1v3.
Just mere. And he will get shut down by Nuki out a quick headshot, giving that 3-0 advantage to the Imperial as we get into the opening gun round now.
This is where Gambit needs to step up. This is where they need to deliver. This is where Mo needs to come in. I'm not exactly sure that he actually did save, so he has the option to go for an op. And he will do.
Yeah.
So this is where Mo needs to step up. Like Mirage is also a map where, especially as a CT-sided opper, you can dominate a lot of different positions. And it's not going to be mid this time around because Adren is taking control of that. So Mo, with another position in mid, not able to convert down to 28.
Not really getting anything going at all. Yeah, the molly burns him out his HP entirely. Meantime, Nex is going to start to creep forward. Look to see if he can maybe find something later on in the round as his team tries to execute into apartments, but it's not going well. Hobbit again being the star to stop this push from being successful. He's already found one. He's going to look for more here in just a couple of moments. Makes the aggressive push. Him and Doja will shut down the hit. Hobbit nicely done. Leaves only Nex in the fight now back at mid, but this round is pretty much over.
Very nice. Return to form by Gambit in that first buy round. 5K on Nexa, and probably the same for the rest of his team, so definitely a rebuy coming in from Imperial.
Nice.
At some point, though.
4 more to go, though. That's the problem.
All right, 1 down, 4 to go. Let's see what he can do.
He's got a decent amount of time, 50 seconds.
Yeah, the bomb is down, though, on the CT control, so at some point he'll have to peek into a 2-man stack if he wants to go for it.
Or just save.
Yeah. That's the question, right? Do you want to inflict damage or do you want to save? They have enough economy, but he's probably at the back of his mind thinking about the long game. Gets edged out. And Adren in the back. 3K for him.
Timing does not work out, sadly, into his favor. So Gambit will shut it down, getting themselves onto the board early here. So we're going to have a little bit more of a competitive game on our hands, maybe. But of course, Imperial will look for the immediate trade and reset against Gambit, even though with that many players staying alive, they probably won't get immediately reset by due to the money that would have been saved here. But like I said, Imperial still coming in with a full buy, so Gambit are not out of the hot seat just yet.
Nuki with a standard A-ramp peek. Flames of the Molotov will make it very hard to spot through. Nice opening peek from Crystal, and once more Mo just being taken out of the equation. This is not good. He's one of the strong cards on the hands of Gambit.
Peekaboo from Crystal right there. Destroys Mo early on and pretty much gives over mid control because he was the only one that was actively watching it. They had obviously some presence in Connector, which has now been smoked out. The same story for Cat. I believe Doja is going to be hiding inside trying to haul that. Adrian will just try to hold back the pressure at mid as best he can. Doja ready to take the fight as he instantly knocks out. Crystal finds that trade from earlier. And Adrian also going to start adventuring into mid a bit more here. He's picked up the kill on Esperanto. Doja saves his teammate's life as well as he finds Tensky, and it's left it on to just Nukia and Nexa to try and turn this round around. And sadly, it's only Nukia now as Nexa gets taken down quickly upon peeking Palace.
Adren and Doja being the real heroes of this round, 2 frags each. Adren not even losing HP and will be bringing the AWP into the next round to drop for Mo. So economy will be saved as well. Nukia at this point probably is thinking about saving 750 on the bank account, but the question is the rest of his team, like, where are they at? But still a 1v4 is very unwinnable.
Shot hits too, brings Mirage down to 7.
And close peek.
At the full, man, Nukia nicely done. Tries to do it one more time, but Adrian will say no to that, shutting him down. And around the Gambit, putting them, I believe, only one more away now from the tie.
Doja just with the waiting angle. Switches up his position, takes another shot. Working out nicely for him. 4 frags to 2 deaths. Mo still without a kill on Mirage. And remember, he was only on 13 on the first map, so definitely having a bad day at the office. And Mo usually one of the players that can be a difference maker for Gambit. When he's hitting his shots, pretty unstoppable. That is not today so far.
For Imperial, it looks like this round's just going to be a quick lineup towards the B site for them, since they obviously, again, don't really have much of a buy to begin with. Most players actually just sitting on Glocks still, so it's pretty much zero investment besides a bit of utility to make this site take plausible. And more importantly, to cause chaos, so they can try to get the bomb onto the ground.
Doja ready with the Molotov as an answer for this push. Here's the steps and then puts it down. One goes down, second one. Mo comes in with a frag and Doja's looking for his third.
Doja sneaking back in, the bomb does go down in the meantime, so mission accomplished as far as Imperial is concerned. We will more than likely see the defuse go off in a couple of moments unless Tensky pulls up a miracle right here. But yes, like I said before, Imperial's only intention out of this round was to get the plant, and they've settled that.
Gambit tying the game up 3-3. Question is, can they keep it going? Imperial haven't really had a lot of rounds where star players have been waking up, but also they haven't had a lot of potential to do that. Still, Esperanto, he's not going to play secondary AWP on T side, so I have to wait a bit for that. Nuke hasn't really hit his shot so far with the AWP. Mo dominating that duel. But Crystal, his entries on mid have been on point. Esperanto has now picked up the AWP for his fallen teammate. Hobbit and Suspecto has picked one up as well. Takes Nexa down. 3v3. Bomb still in T-spawn, but will be picked up now.
Mid control has gone over to Imperial, though, and this will line them up for a cat assault. Just Doja defending it. Doja's had a good track record here, him and Hobbit. There we go. Once again, Doja showing up strong. This is the one avenue where Imperial have really failed to find entries for the first time in this series so far. Has been trying to get out of these apartments and onto the B bomb site. Esperanto here. Also haven't been hearing much from him so far in the game, but there we go. Now he's woken up as he moves in, finds Doja, and brings us back down into a 2v2, but there's hesitation. They're still waiting to see if any of these CTs will try to peek out. Remember, there's still plenty of time left, over a minute remaining, just going under that now.
And there's a flank, but Crystal is very aware of the possibility of this. Esperanto misses that shot. Crystal now has to get the kill. He goes in for it aggressively, and the nade from Hobbit after his death will kill Esperanto, and Mir's still coming in from the behind flank. But
Crystal's going for a mega read here right now, though.
And you saw this earlier because he was looking behind him. He was checking, okay, is there someone coming from underpass, someone coming from T-spawn? So he's aware of the fact that Mir could be behind him. Mir's on the complete opposite side of the map. Does have a nade, does have a Molotov, does have a smoke with him. So if Crystal goes for the back corner or somewhere that you can nade a Molotov,
Here's the other problem, though. It's going to take me a good 10, 15 seconds just to get to the bomb.
He's playing CT, which is probably the correct choice in this case.
Yeah, Crystal has pretty much infinite time to figure out where he wants to play post plant.
Yeah, see, like if he was hiding in that corner, oh, yeah, messes it up, but still. If he was hiding in that back corner, he would have been dead by now, Crystal.
Oh, and look, now we've seen the arc from the HE, so he should know exactly where he's coming from. Oh, spams early, though. He's giving it away, and he knows it. He's going to back up from this, but the smoke's going to get into his way, too. This could go badly for him. It's a 10-second defuse, though, for Mir. He would have had to jump onto it already. Time is up. This round is going to Imperial, even with that kill. Nicely done. Waste the time, at least. With that, Imperial will maintain their lead at 4-3.
The experienced leader of Imperial will take a round all on his own. Nice clutch. Question is now where Gambit think they're gonna go, like with this Imperial with the lead once more. It's a small one, yes, but there's still like 12 rounds and they're in that final. Pause will be coming in for Imperial, and this is something that I was talking about on map 1. Them not really taking a lot of pauses. I actually remember at Copenhagen Games, one of the reasons why I felt like they had a great result was the fact that they did take a lot of pauses when things went against them and when something needed to be corrected. And those pauses came in clutch. 4 AKs, not a lot of utility behind it on this T side. Even though they just won a round, it was in a 1v1 and the final guy actually also died, even though he won the round. So not a lot of money on this Imperial side, so they need to rely on hitting those early headshots.
Gambit want to take close fights on this round too here. You can see both Mir and Hobbit trying to play very, very close to the chest instead of a back position on the site. I don't know if they're going to be expecting it. Esperanto gets baited into taking a fight with the player underneath of the balcony. Mir is able to jump onto that one and knock out Esperanto. The rest of the teams have pushed back. They're fearful of us, and this is a different Imperial that's playing on these T-sided rounds. They're a lot more preserved. They are, they're all of a sudden, they're giving Gambit that respect that they weren't doing in the previous map, and they're playing very scared. I feel like the previous strategy is working much better for them.
Yeah, also it might just be the fact that they know that they're just one map away from a grand final. That might be getting to them.
Here comes the peek from Crystal. Seems to be the only one so far has been willing to take these more aggressive peeks, but again, it's so quickly traded out by Gambit. And now leaves only Tensky and Nuki in a 2v4.
Yeah, it makes sense that Crystal is unfazed because he's been in this position before with several teams. And nice double from Mo. 4-4.
The stars align as he picks up an easy shutdown on the round. And again, we will be tied now at 4-all. That'll more than likely be a reset against Imperial's favor too, putting them, if not force buying, onto full pistols this time.
This has to be the force buy. 2 players on 1500.
Yep, there we go.
Nuke saving a bit, bringing Op in later in the game, but just a couple of pistols here. Desert Eagles and a CZ. But don't count them out just yet. As I say that, Nexa opens onto Adren with probably what was a 1-bullet headshot.
Pretty much. So he will be able to knock out Adren relatively quickly, bringing us down to that 5v4. But Gambit are going to continue to play aggressively. Specifically, do you see that push from Hobbit to try and play for intel here? Got to be careful on that, though. Bomb Carrier waiting around the corner. It's a good thing it was the Bomb Carrier. He doesn't want to take the fight. And also Crystal, being a bit unlucky at the beginning of his own engagement there. Mo also finding Esperanto. Seems like they were taking control here, but Tensky's now changed up that fate by knocking out Mir, bringing us down to a 3v3 again, in addition, of course, to getting the M4 upgrade.
Exactly. Mo just saw the edge of a player there, so has a lot of attention built up towards Palace, but Nexa just shows his side and then runs away to pick up a different position. And that might be the strength, because they're going to take 1 guy from Connector and 2 guys from Ramp. Not Palace, where Mo is checking right now. And he's so focused on the fact that he spotted the player Palace. And he's taking the defensive part. Nice frag from Nose,
yeah, Doja getting himself the re-entry kill there, knocking out Tensky. Nexa with a trade to again bring us into a 2v2. And now with both these guys on deagles, look at how low the HP is on Gambit. Both Doja and Hobbit are one-shottable right now.
Nexa going down towards A ramp. Nuki's even picked up an op. He doesn't know how low they are, though.
This could come back to bite him badly, though.
But like Nexa's position with 100 HP, he probably has this already locked down. Yeah. I think they got this. On the back of CZ and 4 deagles, Imperial will probably take this round.
Doja just creeping up to it. He's got to get as close to the bomb as he can, as quickly as possible here. Now takes the duel, but Nuke again. I'll take back my words. The op ends up being the one weapon that they needed to shut things down. And of course, they take it for free into the next round as well, as they push ahead again at 5-4. Question will be this time, does it stay that way, or are we going to immediately have a rebound round come in from Gambit?
That's a question. Money on Gambit is not looking solid at all. Hobbit with one up, probably off of a spawn. Crystal does only have a deagle, yes, but the rest of the team very well equipped with Molotovs as well. So Imperial definitely with an advantage going into this one, but we see how quickly a big advantage can change if you hit those shots, especially with the Desert Eagle. Crystal.
Entire team really just trying to creep forward here in mid, taking it inch by inch.
Yeah, Hobbit just checked the angle a second too late, so he doesn't know that Crystal is to his right. He's looking towards the connector.
Gets the spot, but a shot misses. So I will have to fall back. Crystal, it's actually a good thing he's not peeking at that. So he did it without any assistant TP and dead man. It's Esperanto that actually ends up striking first by finding a Dren inside of the connector. And now they'll follow suit on that, quickly trying to take fast control of A.
This position is so strong because he's holding anyone back. Like he can say, I'm holding this. They're all going to rotate CT. Just make sure you control CT and I'm going to hold this. We will be fine. Esperanto will be the one to hold CT. Actually, oh okay. Didn't count on that.
Oh, he got a drop, and then he spins around to get the last kill as well.
Was the sound made? I don't think.
Yeah, he made a drop sound.
Oh, he made a drop sound. Okay. If that happened, then Crystal. Nice turnaround, though. He still manages to land the 180. Can we see that replay? Yeah, he heard the drop sound. Okay, nice. Then it makes sense. I didn't hear that. He's also wearing a gaming headset. I'm wearing a broadcaster headset. That's probably why. Or maybe I'm just deaf. That's also a reason.
Sometimes you don't hear that, though, apparently. I've heard from a couple players that... Ooh, nice shot from Nuki again on the opener. Yeah, but I've heard from a couple of players that, like, really bassy sounds, like footsteps and drop steps, are actually really hard to hear in these LAN environments because, especially if there's a lot of other noise going on from the broadcast, it sometimes, like, drowns it out because the bass sounds are, like, the harder ones to hear.
All right. I learned something new today. Nexa opening up onto Hobbit, and this is looking like demolition of Gambit's CT side. Took some time to get started for Imperial, but now... they read the system. Adren missing that shot just signals that the round is over.
Pretty much, and as soon as he misses it, you can see he just turns tail and runs away. Mir is not too far behind him.
Crystal wants to farm this.
Doesn't even need to peek. He can sit here and wait for it, but he gives Adren the peek, and at the long-range duel, Adren will still end up winning that one out. Esperanto tries to do the same, but he's also shut out by Adren.
Yeah, don't throw this away now. There's no reason to go in now. They had two guys take the chance. It doesn't work out. At least save the AWP and the two rifles. No need to throw away an economical advantage.
So they'll be gone. And Tensky, Yuki, and Nexa not looking like they're going to try to pursue these players anymore on Gambit. They'll let them save. They're out of cash anyway. They've got going to have a 3-round losing bonus here in a moment. It's better for Imperial to focus on their own build-up, as that has been one of the struggles they've had to deal with, is relatively low economy, despite their successes. Very back and forth. But sadly, that plays against Gambit's favor too, as it's constant resets that they have to deal with on the CT side, which is even more brutal.
7 rounds. The scoreboard for Imperial. Edging ever closer to that spot in the final, and no one counted on them being there. Getting to the playoffs was a big thing for them, and a big upset just that. Beating Gambit, if they make it, is an even bigger one. And as we stated before, like probably the biggest match of their career so far. And the next one will be even bigger if they go through.
For those of you guys that did miss it, it was Optic Gaming that took the match over North in a very close 2-1 series earlier. Highly recommend going and check that one out if you get a chance later on. That is who the winner of this match will be facing. Based on our first match performance, it's likely to be Imperial. Gambit have brought the heat here on Mirage. This one's not as certain as it may have appeared at the end of Cash.
And Gambit definitely still have the chance to bounce back. That's the mentality of these players and the experience, because they've been in major finals and big tournament finals. This is not a new experience for them, but Crystal and the boys just pushing in relentlessly every single round, but Adren ready to bounce back.
Doge as well, going to get caught underneath of the platform, forced out by the molly. A few others trying to make moves here, but sadly the nades are just restricting them so much on Gambit. We don't see the steps pressure that they have going on against him just yet, though. So we can see Nexa taking a little bit of damage from that push on the steps. However, now it's just the method of holding these guys back, restricting it. The team flash from Tensky actually ends up screwing him over a little bit there, and Mo moves in front of the one. All of a sudden, Imperial down to just one man standing, and he's out in the open. So Gambit will end up winning that round. I don't know how that happened.
Mistakes were made.
Pretty much.
And once again, like that's Imperial for you. Some rounds they will look unbeatable. Other rounds they will make like small basic mistakes because, let's face it, a lot of these players are not that experienced yet. Their aim is on point, but the way that you rotate around, play around your teammates, play around the flashbangs of the opposition, that's something that only Crystal, and to some extent, Tensky, has done for many years.
Nice shot from Mo to open things up. Manages to knock out Crystal early on. Esperanto is going to creep forward over here towards the connector to look for a quick exchange, but that opportunity is gone. Actually, now's the perfect time to go in, but he doesn't realize it, obviously, with the smoke still being there. Mo, for a moment, was caught looking towards Palace, so we can time this properly, because I think Mo's having to do double duty watching Palace along with the connector. Obviously, the connector is his prime focus. Now with smokes here, he knows there's still presence in mid from the T's, so we'll have to continue holding this angle.
Esperanto on the edge of it. In connector now. The question is, where do they want to go? Tensky opening up. Smoke there onto Dosha. Now walking in. This has been the bane of Gambit going into what's been so many times. No one is able to either check or win the duel against Hobbit or anyone else at the car position. The second time, though, I think Tensky has actually walked to it with his back turned. Big problems there if they want to go for the B push, but this seems to not be the case for this round. 3v4, as Harris are grouping up for that A hit. Esperanto in the connector. Molotov goes down. That duel will be won by him. Mirror goes down as well.
Heavy cost Esperanto's HP. This is the big key out of that one, though. He's going to be down to 22.
But he can hold murder hold.
Can't beat this. No, just gave it to him. Mo moves in. It's Nuki for the trade, but that only puts us down even into a 2v2. Quickly turns into a 2v1 as Mo catches one from inside of jungle to eliminate Nexa. Nuki again got to step up for his team, but immediately is also caught by Mo as he shows up with a 4K. That's going to bring us to 6-7.
It's about time that Mo stepped up, but he will. That's a guarantee of having you in the team. Yes, he might go missing for a map, but the second one, he will come back. Class is permanent. Form is temporary. That's nice.
Take a look at the replays on Mo's. Very impressive round once again. It seems like the mistakes, the cracks, I would say, are starting to show up here in Imperial's offense for certain. The good news for them is that they've only got to worry about 2 more rounds here, as the half is almost over. And then we switch to CT side, where hopefully they'll be able to kick it up a notch. Gambit, though, have certainly shown that they're not going to take this series lying down. Continuing to fight back here, and Doja gets a nice little double kill on the molly. We'll take those. Nexa and Nuki have gone down from it. It's Esperanto and Crystal, and they're split as well. One's still playing in mid. It actually worked out, though, because Crystal at least gets the trade onto a Dread. But the problem is, though, that Esperanto's trapped there. He needs to kind of wait for Crystal, and gets picked by Mo anyway, so it ends up not mattering. Crystal's left alone in just a 1v3.
Yeah, Barbecue Doshias this round. Taking down 2 with the Molotov. I feel like Doshia would throw a solid Barbecue.
Yeah.
Gets the final one as well onto Crystal. Picks up 2 up, 4K for him. And we'll throw those over, so no economic problems for the CT side. For this last round, the T side will miss the op and will miss utility or a good weapon on Crystal. That's the choice right now. Also, Esperanto has no utility, but let's face it, Esperanto doesn't really need utility. He needs flashbangs on his teammates so they can flash him in. And then he can get the headshots.
Very much. Let's see, he's going to lead the charge. They go out towards mid, but the smoke comes in too late. Trace. Nexa, though, gets right past Mo's crosshair and takes him out for a quick trade. And Adrian, Nexa with the spin around, saves his own life. Nukia tries to knock out Mir, but Mir does a fantastic adjustment. Finally goes down to Tensky, though. This is quickly devolving as well. Down to the 2v2 already, as Doja and Hobbit look to rotate in from the B side and retake, and they've still got all of their utility. Kid
on Doshi as well, watch out for that. Hobbit has picked one up as well.
Crystal just reads into Hobbit's flying pattern there and is instantly locked onto him as he lands.
And now this is impossible for Doshi to clutch because he knows there's one at jungle. He thinks there's another one on site, but Tensky's even doing the old wrap around. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no way that Doshi can clutch this. He's so afraid that someone is on that side.
So being afraid to make the move, uses the molly to try and just force himself forward. And HE nade too. He's got to get out there, at least try to tap onto it, but even he knows how morbid this situation is. He goes down to Crystal, and it's Imperial that control the situation at halftime.
Knuckles all around. 8-7 for Imperial. We have to mention the fact that, yes, we have a very small sample size with this lineup of Imperial, but they actually win 60% of their rounds on the T side. So CT is not something that we have a lot of data on, but so far it doesn't seem like it's that successful. But CT side is also something that comes so much down to economy and also how you handle the momentum of the game. So if they get a great start, if they get a couple of rounds where they really save a lot of weapons, 4 people survive, 5 people survive, then they'll be able to rack up a lot of rounds. But if everything starts going against them, and they're going to be forced on ecos, they're going to be force buying, all that stuff, and that doesn't work out for them. They don't get a lot of like frags coming into the rounds with the kill reward heavy guns, then it's going to be hard. And that, I think, is a chance for Gambit.
Will definitely prove to be difficult at the very minimum. Here we go, guys. The second half countdown is emptying out now, which means we are going to be jumping back into the map. We'll just have to see on our pistols which team will end up coming out on top. If I remember serves me correctly, they traded 1-1 on the last map. Yeah, there has been one clear leader in terms of pistols. But Imperial did take control of the first half pistol, and they're going to, of course, want to try and do it again.
Full B push, it looks like. 2 flashes and a Molotov. Molotov either towards car or just below, or just at the bench, maybe. Let's wait and see. Many places that you can do that. This is a nice boost from Crystal. They're so aware of this. He's holding 2 angles, yes, but this is perfect for their retake.
Tensky continuing to tap into it. He finds himself a nice first kill to get away with. Crystal still hunting at that apartment window too, but pretty much everyone except Doge is already out. So it's going to be a bit useless to hold on to this angle at this point. Even worse now that he's lost Tensky. Yeah, Mo quickly taking him out of the equation here. Next up to bat.
Thought there was going to be more impact from Crystal's position, but apparently not. Post plant has come in. Dosha is holding his angle. There's so many players coming his way now.
Gambit hears his entire flank as well. It's happening obviously before it jumps in. They go 1 for 1. Hobbit is a good hold to find Nex as he moves into market. There's far too little time as well for Imperial to successfully pull this off. So they are just going to have to jump into the fight, hope for the best, and it does not go their way. So Gambit now tie it up at 8-8. More than likely we'll be able to establish a little bit of a lead here before the gun rounds begin.
It's good for them, build some momentum. Make Imperial feel the heat on this matchup, potentially get them a bit stressed out. We saw that at the end of the first map where Imperial actually met some resistance and things started crumbling a bit because the pressure came to them. That's what Gambit needs to do as well now here on Mirage. Just make them feel it. Make them understand. This isn't going to get easy at any point.
Esperanto moving in there, trying to find some impact at mid. The same for really all of these CTs. They're just throwing their entire weight at mid, hoping for the best, and it almost works. Finds quite a few trades and brings the numbers for Gambit down low, but it still puts Nukia into another 1vx scenario.
1v2 this time around. Smoke's gone down for the terrorists in the post plant. And Nukia, he has to isolate them, play 2 individual 1v1s, but with the positions they're choosing, it's going to be very hard. One is actually spotting towards stairs, and Nukia just thinks like, okay, I'm just not going to go for this. If they play this correctly, there's no way I can really win it. If you had a timing earlier on, like when the bomb goes down, then maybe. But now when they're in good post-plant positions, there's just no chance.
He's got the AK upgrade, so just take that and run away with it. Save it for another day here.
And also with the way that they have pretty much nothing coming into this round here. So an AK, it's going to be a welcomed change to the rest of his teammates who are probably just going to be in pistols.
So this will transition us through towards the next round with Gambit now in control of the scenario. This is an unfamiliar territory now for Imperial. They have had control for pretty much the entire set so far. Gambit shooting ahead. They are in uncharted waters here. Want to try and find a way to navigate back into it, especially with this minimalist buy they're going to take on this round. Obviously, Nukia has the saved AK, but everybody else is going to be able to get P250 or Deagle at most.
Already down to 64 thanks to the damage of the grenade. Mid focus for Gambit.
No way for him to easily throw that AK over to a teammate as well, since he's the only one with armor, so they have to be willing to take that risk.
Yeah, he's gonna stay with the AK until he dies, I feel like. Unless he's in a situation where he has like 1 HP. So, it's gonna be up to the pistols to stop this push if it comes to B. Doja in apartments. The position against Doja at car might be useful. Nuki picks up the first one with that AK. Goes for the second with the spray. Esperanto. Hobbit with the double though.
Here's the thing, Imperial still a man advantage, and there's a player up on the box site too. It's Nexa to grab that frag, leaving it only onto Adrian. He's got a good angle, however, and it's playing it passively more importantly. He's not overexposing himself. He's not putting himself in a close quarters position. There is going to be a flank eventually coming out against him, but he's unaware of it so far, just as of yet. He knows he's got Esperanto that's flanked him over in towards the kitchen, but now here comes that play from over inside of the apartments. Crystal is looking for the opportunity to shut this down. Hasn't been presented to him just yet. Adrian's hugging the wall, but there he is. There's Crystal jumping in from the backside, who will shut it out for Imperial.
And that's the smart rotation by the, I think it was Nuki who was on the side with the AK. Might be someone else, my bad. But he actually, instead of staying on the side, he rotates over towards kitchen because he knows that if he makes noise at kitchen, the one remaining player from Gambit will focus on the noise and the position that he at least knows, because his teammate is coming in from the flank. He only has a USP, so there's no way he can take a face-on duel. So he's taking all the attention towards kitchen and forcing the Gambit player to focus that way, and then the USP can come in and take a free kill. Very nicely played. It's these small things that, like, I don't usually expect from a team like Imperial or players in that scenario, but they make it work here and now, and this is why they came so far in this tournament. Small things that they have improved upon, and the way that they think about CS instead of just going in for frags, as would be the usual FPL style. They actually think about how can I win the round with my team instead of for my team.
Quick execute going to be coming in from Gambit here over towards the A bomb site. Nexa in a close position to stop it though. He's already managed to put up one. It's Esperanto to get the second. Mo trades him, and Hobbit tries to sneak up on Crystal, but that's not going to work. Only one trade found by Gambit. Other than that, Imperial easily get through this anti-eco.
Yeah, no real troubles there. Esperanto with a 3K. 10 rounds on the board. For Imperial, 6 rounds away from that final spot. The spray control on this guy, like, it's insane.
Beautiful stuff. And again, we've got another save coming up from Gambit here as well.
Contact B with a flashbang towards A to fake it. Close to doing a lot of damage. Deep smoke as well. They're actually just going to run through it.
It's a bit late.
Tensky's ready.
Tensky's been seen, that's the problem. So he's got to be precise with his aim right here. And thankfully he is. 3 quick kills over to the pistol for number 4. Get some help from Crystal on that one. Esperanto tried to flank back in. Does get taken out by Hobbit, giving him an AK to play off of. Still has no real room to work his way in. In fact, he's spammed down for about 25 HP and spotted out by Tensky, who completes a massive round.
The ace for Tensky there, as Pimp mentioned in the desk, and a very underappreciated player because he plays his roles to perfection. He has found out where he fits in this team, and some of those roles are like selfless roles where you don't focus on the team, but sometimes, just once in a blue moon, you'll get that chance. The eco push comes your way, and then you can get the ace. And that's what he got there. Couple of stats going his way.
Flashes to the opener mid play as well. Nuki is given a shot, but yeah, these guys can't stay in here together. They have to quickly split back up. So Crystal's going to get boosted inside the ladder room to play it out. From there, it's Mo to hit the opening shot, though, against Esperanto, taking him out of the equation. Nuki comes out of left field, though, to move in, and goes right back to connector for another. Oh, my God, and then he finds Mir. Oh, my God, and then gets Hobbit, too.
Absolutely nukes them. Like, that 4K and the way he spins around, the correction for every single shot is
also
out of this world.
It just looks like he's going through the motions. Like, it's just so easy for him. It's beautiful, truly. Now Adrian sits left alone inside of these back halls. Crystal even seemingly knowing that he's back here. The smoke to isolate him. The nade, which doesn't do damage because somehow that couch is made of, like, titanium.
I'm still in awe after that all play. Adren, of course, sitting in the corner, just not giving away anything for free, but there's no way.
I wonder if they know Adren's like right there, or if he's like, if they think he's like way further back, like in the hall. They're just trying to stop him from coming this way.
Gonna find out in 27 seconds.
Yeah, really. Well, that's the thing is, he would have. I feel like he would have gone away from here if he wasn't gonna at least try for it. go. Makes the move, and no one's surprised. He goes down. That's too nasty of a crossfire to get past. So the round goes to Imperial. As you can see, they're shooting ahead 9-12, just 4 away. That slot in the grand finals now in a 2-0.
Oh, here we go.
The major champions.
This is beautiful.
It, like I said, just looks, there's no hesitation. That last one as well is really nice because he gets a slight spot on that player, and it's just, he's got the patience for it. Just waits for it, waits for him to pop out, and then immediately takes him down. So controlled. Doesn't show any signs of panicking with his aim or jittering with it in any sense. Very, very good stuff.
Now, pause being taken by Gambit 2 remaining. And I feel like every single time they lose a buy round, from now on, they should take the pause. There's no other reason. If they don't, they're going to be eliminated. If they do, maybe they have a chance of correcting something. Imperial on 12, and now this is the C-set buy. Down to 1,200 on Mo. Yes, there is a loss bonus, but still.
Oh, that Opera's going to hope he would have stayed in mid because Tenski's got a lot of fire coming his way, and he can't sustain it. Immediately goes down. Not even a trade to be seen. Here's Nukia once again. Now, you got to be careful with him. So far, only one trade being found. He'll throw a molly onto the ground just to cause a little bit of chaos as he can no longer contribute from the window. It's Esperanto that'll jump back in instead, finding Adrian. And next up, the smoke messes up his aim a little bit, but it gets him to peek. And hey, finds one more and two more pickups towards the end of the round. Imperial back into that full control position that we were seeing on Cash. And they've only got a few rounds left before they won the map.
So close for Imperial. They have only been in the grand final once before. Few months back, different lineup, different in-game leader, different system, different country as well. And now 3 rounds away from making it here in Sweden. Full buy though for Gambit. This is where they show their strong side. No up for Mo though, but pretty close. Nukia will be Molotov'd out. Esperanto though hitting the shot onto Mur. That's from the A side.
He's able to take him down. Hobbit looking to change things
What?
up. Whoa, where did that come from? Crystal ends up knifing a Dren at some point. Esperanto with another pickup, and now we're down to a 3v2. Mo's in a tough situation, but he makes the best of it. Tries to get a second from the top steps. Doesn't happen though. Tenski will get pushed back by the last man standing, but this is more for safety. They want to play this 1v2 safely, I think.
Yeah, Molotovs as well will be raining in. Dosha has the experience. He's done this before, but this is a very hard 1v2 to clutch.
We can see Crystal more than likely just sitting back, waiting for the plant sound to go
Exactly.
off.
And then they're going to probably nade the bomb side and push in both at the same time.
Doja knows all this as well, so Doja must have a plan to play this out.
Yeah, he has to go for a 1v1 against one of them and bank on winning that and then play the last 1v1 isolated. But they're playing so far away. Right now they're counting on Crystal to either win the duel or hear that bomb sound. And Doja, he has to go so far to find Tenski. Tenski's so far away, right?
I thought he was peeking the
cross
space
no, he's just
well.
holding this, making sure that Doja cannot rotate through short. This is the only danger to this setup right now.
Doja gave it away now, though, because he's got to rush quickly to B. He can't go back through crawl space because he had to have known that someone would have been near or inside a window somewhere. So at the very least, he guarantees the plant gets that onto the ground, but it's this clutch that's going to be difficult because they got the advance read on it and they would have had plenty of time to rotate.
Knows his position as well. As Doja did not cross, and he was watching the cross the whole time. Now, switching it up.
Nice bit of tapping action against Tenski, at least brings him down a little bit lower. He's one shot now, more than likely. Crystal, on the other hand, is a little bit stronger than him. But the CTs are not necessarily doing this as quickly as I would like to see. Wasting a lot of time. Now they've got to rush out, hope they can get this kill in clean fashion. They throw Tenski's life away. Oh, however, they're not expecting, this is Doja at least, is not expecting them both to come from the same angle, so it's a pretty easy trade from Crystal. And he's still got plenty of time to defuse that bomb and getting Imperial to 14 now.
Doja did not expect a second man there. With that low time remaining, he probably thought he was going to go maybe B Palace because of the long time. Oh, okay. That's actually the knife.
Wow,
it's not intended, actually. He just has his knife out while jumping and sees an opponent just starts.
Just saw him, was like, well, I might as well go for this. Gets himself into a sword fight.
Nukia and Esperanto, double up setup on the CT side. He even jumps across when Mo has the duel. Molotov on the back of top mid. Nukia just in control right now.
Oh, he's going to do a little bit of damage to Mo. Oh, early on as well.
Tensky.
Tensky with a little jump up onto the fence. Mo even saw it as well. Oh, and now he's going to be able to pick up another player. Jumps down for number 3. Hobbit will trade in the meanwhile, but it's already over now. Nexus picked up Hobbit. It's down to just Doja. He finally takes out Tensky, but he's still got a 1v3 to look forward to.
That mid play from Tensky and Nuke. Yes, Nuke doesn't do anything frag-wise, but he's actually the one to call it, I think, for Tensky. I have all the attention. Just jump on that ledge and take the duel. Crystal finishes it 15-9. Imperial, 1 round away.
He's getting hyped there, man. Fist bumps all around. And it's this dive down kill that's super impressive. Didn't even know he was there. It was just on the dive, and he gets himself into a perfect position. Easy headshot as well to close it out. And no surprise here that Gambit will be using another one of their pauses.
That was what I mentioned before. Like the second they lose a buy round, take that pause. You have 2 remaining. Now they just have 1, but this is with your backs against the wall. Just take that pause. Make sure that you at least give yourself the biggest chance of bringing it back. They've done this so far, but I still have a hard time seeing it. It has to be 6 rounds in a row just to take it to OT. But we saw North do that, so it's not like it's impossible. It's just very unlikely.
Very true, but the problem is Gambit are still probably a little bit stunned about just the powerhouse performance that Imperial brought to the table here. This is a little bit of a different ball game compared to the Danish match we had earlier, where both teams were giving their opponents the relative respect. This is a little bit different. This is an underdog, surprising in major fashion, especially when it came to the individual aspect of things. We've had some very impressive performances here. Gambit are just going to try for a direct A hit, going for a contact play. Tensky's not even seen. He's able to put together 2 kills. Nexa getting another one as well. Adrian so far the only one that's kept his team competitive in this round by trading out frags against Tensky along with Nexa. Now we've been brought into a 3v2, but Adrian, again, from those kills, is already down at 50 HP, and the T's are completely out of utility. Even worse, look at where the bomb's down. It's down where the op has a great position to stop it. So if anyone tries to go and retrieve that, they have nothing to utilize, and there we go. Their first attempt to peek out against that player fails. Esperanto gets the kill. It's just on Adrian now in the 1v2. He knows he's got that opper back there, but he can't find a safe way to guarantee the kill and then retrieve the bomb.
Dren 1v3, 50 HP. Surely. No way, but if anyone were to do it, it has to be a Dren.
Goes for the cross. Here's the peek, though, from Crystal, and that'll seal it. Imperial pull off the 2-0 upset over Gambit and push themselves into the grand finals against Optic Gaming.
They went 0-3 at DreamHack Tour with Crystal as a stand-in, but they saw something. And now we see what they saw, because this team now has gone from being eliminated at Lands, changing lineups, having instability problems, to being in a grand final of a DreamHack Open. Congratulations to them, commiserations to Gambit. Did well, but not well enough.
Massive achievement for the Imperial guys, and they're certainly going to be happy with just this result, but now they have one more game to look forward to as well. Can they go the full distance? Can they move in and shut down the Danish powerhouse on Optic? Or is it going to be a short final? That we'll have to see in a little bit.
Yeah, that would be the fairy tale if they do that, if they make that happen.
I mean, I'm on board. I'm fully on board now after what we just saw right there.
I'm Danish and I'm on board. But yeah, this has been a wonderful game, a wonderful upset for Imperial, and those guys are probably happier than ever. They went in with no pressure, they took that match, and I'm sure the analyst desk has a lot to talk about.
Thank you very much, Niels, and congratulations to Imperial on reaching our grand final where they will square off against Optic. But there is one word, one name on everybody's lips right now, Esperanto. 35 frags on the first map.
I mean, this kid is insanely good.
And that was not an overtime or anything. It was 16-12, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, like to get that many frags in that many rounds is so rare.
He got 27 kills in the 15 rounds played in the first half. So almost 2 kills per round, basically, on the CT side of Cash.
Let's just take a moment of silence to respect the fallen bodies of Gambit.
Press F to pay respects to Gambit, yes.
Oh
absolutely.
My word. Well, if we take a look at the highlight package on screen right now, we see him going off with the AK, taking kill onto the site, the MBK area, then towards the CT spawn, and Connector
The special thing about this kid is his ability to both being a pistol player, a rifle player, and an AWP player. He's basically the perfect hybrid, right? He does it all. I think the most kills in this game actually came with AWP from Esperanto. He's not supposed to be the main AWP, that's Nukia. Still, he picks it up and he makes the double opposite of work every single time. He's just super talented. He's just a skillful player. Even when watching him sometimes, you see him make mistakes, you see him making over peaks and take unnecessary risk, right? But that's just part of his play right now because he's feeling it so much. So if you can polish that, you know, I wouldn't say insecurities. Yeah, it is a rough diamond, yeah. If you can polish that diamond, he's something special. This is not just a player, you know, that's going to go into finals of DreamHack Opens in the future. This is a guy that's going to be in one of the best teams in the world if he keeps up this form.
Yeah, I mean, he creates such a powerful option for Imperial because Nuki is already a pretty good primary AWP player, but you saw on both CT sides, you know, Cash and Mirage, them being able to have Esperanto with a second AWP and be just super effective. And we saw that really throughout the tournament. Like, he had that big ace on Mirage on day one that was like kind of part of the highlight clip package, and he's just doing consistently. I think that's great because normally when you have a player like Esperanto who's like really good in FPL, really good online, you kind of wonder, are they going to be able to do it on LAN? And I feel like has been able to pretty rapidly do that. Usually it takes people some time to be able to transition into an offline environment, where it seems like Esperanto really didn't hit too many speed bumps on his way to putting up big numbers in a tournament like this.
I can currently see Neil, the coach for Imperial, and Nexa on their phones, twittering away, I presume. You have made it to the grand finals, I can confirm. But now let's talk to one of their comrades and teammates, their leader, Kevin Crystal Ahmed. Congratulations, my friend.
Hello, thank you.
All right, so run us through that first map, Cash. It was Gambit's pick, but you guys came storming on the CT side, and it looked like your holds were just so steady, and also you had an idea of what was coming from Gambit.
Yeah, we prepared yesterday before we went to bed a little bit the maps that it might be. Cash was one of them, and we also just thought, because Dozier took over the in-game leading, that they right now don't play that really that much fakes and stuff. So we kind of knew what would hit us, and yeah, we just capitalized on it.
Dust and Pimp.
Yeah, I had one question, because obviously on Cash you had like a 13-2 lead, and it looked like you were going to close the game pretty quickly, but obviously there was a big comeback effort. First of all, why do you think that they were able to make such a big comeback in the second half, and how were you able to finally put a stop to it?
Yeah, there were a few mistakes when we entered the B side. Like one time we went too slow, or we got one guy is supposed to be anti-flash holding the upper flank, and that one round didn't happen. So one flash blinded two of our players, so the B side guy just killed two. And it was just small mistakes actually. That's why we couldn't close it that fast. But then we readapted. We talked about what they are doing. That Mo, for example, falls back to the sides late round. He's not playing middle anymore, so we started taking middle late. And when I think the finishing round was late round B split. So.
Congratulations of making the final, Crystal. You're going up against Optic, which have been looking just as solid as you guys throughout this tournament. In what ways do you think you have a chance in this matchup? Is there any specific thing you have to work out on, or anything specific things you have to be afraid of?
I watched the matches and they played really well. It's true, but we are like a momentum-based team. Sorry. So if we can get it going early, I think we are pretty good for. We are a good opponent for them.
So you think you can handle Config's balls? Yeah.
We will. Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, ball handling perhaps occurring very soon. And with that said, Kevin, would you like to add anything else before we let you go?
It's a pleasure to play here. I mean, you saw how much it meant to us, Nexa and Neil, like hugged each other instantly, and we're just happy we made it this far. Like, doesn't matter what happened now; it can only get better. So,
I'm sure it means a lot to all of you guys, and we're happy to see you make it to that grand final. All right, Jacob and Dust, that is all we have time for right now, because we need to start getting prepared for that grand final. It's going to be the Danes in the form of Optic going up against Imperial, who just took out Gambit. Don't forget, we have so much extra stuff going on at DreamHack, and to get a hold of that and see exactly what's going on, be sure to head over to dreamhack.com/digital pass, where Snipe are providing a multi-view experience, highlights, and also some exclusive content. Do not go anywhere. 4:55 p.m. CET, that's what they call it here, and pre-show in 35 minutes. We'll see you then.